Hello, I am Brenda Moorer from Atlanta Couple Therapy. How are you doing today? I just wanted to sneak in just for a few minutes and just talk to you about some of the issues that we face in our relationships. One of them is discipline the children, okay? Now, this can bring chaos to your relationship. And let me tell you why it can bring chaos to your relationship. Because one of you is a talking parent, the other one is hardcore, okay? And one of you feel like, we're gonna talk to Billy and we're gonna say, Billy, now you know you shouldn't be doing that. And then the other partner is like, Billy, you're gonna be on punishment for the full month. If this is you, just sit down for a few minutes. You're gonna need help navigating that. You cannot get there on your own. And let me tell you why I know. Because I've experienced that, okay? I have experienced raising kids. And let me tell you, okay? I have children, I have grandchildren, and I have great-grandchildren, okay? And as a result of that, we're talking about generational stuff, okay? I'm not the parent that I was when I raised my first children. I was not even the same parent. The way I raised my oldest daughter is different than I raised the younger two. And so I'm speaking from experience, okay? Sometimes you need help because every child, you don't discipline the same. There are some children, all you got to do is give them that look. That's it. Give them the look. They gonna straighten up. There's some children that you're going to have to take their phone from them. You're going to have to take their car. You're going to have to stop giving them money. It depends upon the child. But not only does it depend upon the child, it also depends upon you as a couple. Sitting down and figuring out. And one of the suggestions, I'm going to give this to you free, okay? One of the things is, that's one part of it, but what if you have a blended family? Okay? That adds a whole nother layer, okay, that you're going to have to work through. Because of that, then you have to be really, really sensitive to what your situation is and figure out what works best. Not only for the two of you as a couple, but in bringing out the best in that child. Because God is so specific. He said, hey, don't bring your children to wrath. Don't, you can be so hard that you break their spirits. And so you have to not only go into rearing children with an understanding, but you need spiritual guidance because you want to make sure. I want you to understand, a child just don't come out and be president of the United States. Okay? There are things that you have to do. One of the things is give children responsibility. Like I said, I'm dropping a few nuggets, but you're going to need more than these nuggets for the two of you to come together and raise those kids in a godly way to make sure that you identify what their strengths are, identify how the two of you are going to come together in compromising, in raising children and providing discipline, okay? Where you can have a conversation without getting so sensitive that you end up fighting. Because the other thing about children, and I know it because I have a bunch of them, okay, is that children see. They know it. I can ask daddy, daddy gonna say no. Mama gonna say yes, or vice versa, okay? They know that. They play you against each other. Even your own biological children do that. And so don't feel like just because you're in a blended family, this is why you're having, no. Raising children is challenging. I told my daughter one time, I say, raising children is probably the most challenging thing that I've ever done, okay? Because you got to know how to provide support and when to provide support, but you also got to know when to push them. And keeping that balance can be difficult. And so get in contact with Atlanta Couple Therapy. Give us a call at 404-496-8070. I'm telling you, you're going to need assistance. It's not as easy as we just need to have a simple talk. No, you need spiritual guidance so that you can be the best parent for your children and come together as one, okay? Looking forward to hearing from you. This is Brenda again from Atlanta Couple Therapy.